Hello, welcome to my kitchen. I wanted to walk you through the recipe that's included in the article for overnight oats. The recipe is to make a bulk batch of overnight oats, which then of just the dry mixture that you can then take and make your individual portions each night. Prep it, get your good stuff in there, stick it in the fridge, let it kind of soak and get all nice and yummy for you to have in the morning. So I'm going to demonstrate the bulk part of that. And then also what I kind of wanted to present to you as a little evening ritual, wind down ritual that can be very tiny, but we're going to make it a ritual by bringing in a little bit of intention, a candle, and some breath and giving yourself a moment in the evening to just quickly reconnect, spend a few moments setting yourself up for success in the morning by creating something nourishing to eat for breakfast that's essentially grab and go, as well as have some nice nutrient dense liquids to kind of almost like chugging herbal infusions in the morning just to get that nice flush of nutrition that we're going to get from those the beautiful herbs that I think are great for really anyone, but especially postpartum mamas. So I really had postpartum moms in mind. When I share with you this ritual, this is definitely something that I did with my little one, and it helped me so much. I liked when time and space and just everything felt so kind of inside out, upside down. I liked having a thing that I would do after I'd put her down for bed. She'd be up like 4 hours later, but I'd put her down. It was kind of nighttime-ish. And then I would do the little thing that I'm going to demonstrate here. And I just loved it. It became like a little anchor. And I'm hoping that that can, it will have that same sort of anchoring feeling for you. And I'm excited to share this recipe, which is very simple, but also nutrient dense and very yummy, easy to have on hand. I'm pumped. Also great for postpartum, but also great for any kind of transitionary time when you need to have some nice nourishment on hand. My little one now loves this same overnight oat mix. I love it too. So I'm pumped to be making this now, and I'm going to have it, while we're kind of back to schooling and all of that vibe. So I've got the oats. There's about 2.5 cups of oats here. I kind of love to just make it in the measuring, this big old Pyrex, make it in the measuring thing. I do have measurements in the recipe for you. I'm gonna also kind of sort of wing it because we can. We don't need to be like really winging it. I don't even have a fork. How about this? I'm gonna do about 3 tablespoons of some of the super seeds. So I love chia seeds. I love hemp seeds. It's chia hemp. I love ground flax. I love black sesame. They've got fantastic nutrition. We're getting some omega-3s with all of them. We're getting fiber, those healthy fats. Black sesame also has a little bit of iron. Plus, they're gonna kind of just sort of bulk up our overnight oats and kind of take it next level beyond just the oats. So we're gonna also be getting a little bit of protein and fat and flavor and all that. So about 3 tablespoons, about, we can't mess this up. So just know that. About 3 tablespoons of hemp. About 3 tablespoons about 3 tablespoons of flax. Good. And then I like to add a little bit of cinnamon and ground ginger to my blend. Oh gosh, the cinnamon. Just, it's warming and just kind of a nice, it gives the oats like a little bit of spice, that ginger spice. Okay, so I've got all of that in here. I'm gonna mix it up. I also put in the recipe adding dried fruit, which I love to do. I'm going to be sharing this with my little toddler and she can be picky about it. So I'm going to keep this without dried fruit, sans dried fruit. But I love dried cranberries. I love mulberries. I love cut up dates are really good. Cut up dried apricot, really good. And as it sort of saturates in the liquid mixture that we're going to add, they get nice and plump and really yummy. So kind of whatever dried fruit you have on hand, add or don't add, up to you. And then I've got this now that I can just put in whatever airtight container you have. Get this little handy dandy. Ziploc bag works, an old plastic yogurt container works, mason jar works great too. So I'm just gonna kind of shove all this in there. And now I'm kind of set. We use the recipe that I provided suggests that you use about a half a cup of this mixture. And then you'll use about a half a cup of Greek yogurt. And so, you know, this amount is almost there. It's probably like 7 servings or something like that. So, okay. So now we can get to the ritual piece. We've got our oats. You can imagine if the dried fruit would have been in here, that would have been all the way up to the top. Okay, so we're kind of imagining we've already created this. And now it's sort of ritual moment. So the little one's down, sleeping soundly. And I am going to shuffle into my kitchen. Let's imagine it's a little darker. And I am going to have my little ritual. So I'll take my candlestick, light a match. Oh, take a deep breath. Ooh, that's nice. Take a deep breath, light a candle. Okay, and now kind of feeling here, I'm here. I'm just gonna spend a few minutes to get myself ready for the morning. So, gosh, I love the smell of the candle. Okay, I'm gonna boil some water for my herbal infusion. Totally could have had that filled up beforehand, you know what I mean? Okay, boil the water. And the herbs that I'm going to use are more or less what I put in the article, which include raspberry leaf, which is really great for uterine toning. You know, you hear about it for later in pregnancy, also super great postpartum. Nettles, very nutrient dense, yummy, green, just kind of feel invigorating, enlivening. What else did I put? I also oftentimes like to use lemon balm. I like to use calendula. I love to use rose. I like to use mint for a little bit of flavor. This has some mint, lemon balm, raspberry leaf, nettle, rose hips, but I love which also good. And I have some of the little oat tops, which is also a good one. And I'm going to put probably about all of this into this jar. You could do a little bit more to have like a stronger infusion, but that's about a quarter cup-ish. And while my water is boiling, I'll just set this off to the side, take a sniff, lovely. And then I'll make my overnight oats for tomorrow. So got a new jar. This will be my serving jar. I'm gonna do about a half a cup of my oats blend. Let's see, this guy's gonna tell me. So about a half a cup of oats. I really like to add applesauce. I just love the way that it kind of makes it everything very sort of fluffy instead of heavy. So I'm going to put about a quarter cup in the jar. Ish, right? Quarter cup-ish. And then about a half a cup of Greek yogurt. And I love Greek yogurt. It's great protein, fantastic nutrition, superfood for new mamas. So get a wide mouth jar would be better, but it's all good. We're gonna be great. And then, because this is nice and thick, I'm going to also add some water to kind of loosen it up. You could also use milk if you'd like. Just kind of stirring this up. Got a little full on me. It's not too bad. Just trying to get it in, make sure all those oats get kind of moved around. So they're going to get nice and saturated with the applesauce, the Greek yogurt. This with a half cup of yogurt plus our super seeds is going to have about 18 grams of protein, this little guy, which is great. It's a super great meal to have sort of first thing in the morning. If you can't get through it all, or you're kind of eating here, eating there, as happens, easily put the lid on this, pop it back in the fridge. It's going to be okay if you don't pop it right back in the fridge. So this is just a super easy, versatile little recipe you can mix up by putting different spices in there, different dried fruit, put cocoa powder in there sometimes if you kind of crave something cocoa, add nut butter for extra protein and also some fun flavor. Okay. Boop. So there we go. My oats are ready. I'm gonna put a lid on it. I can pop that in the fridge. It's pretty well mixed. And my water has boiled. So I can top that off. It's great to be able to smell these herbs as well. And if I'm not taking a deep breath, I'm going to take a nice deep breath. Really let my belly extend on that inhale. Take a nice inhale of the herbs. Nice. Oh my gosh, I love the mint and the rose hips in here. Really good to cover this. So get a little lid on it. These are these part of what we're enjoying when we're having these kinds of herbal teas is the essential oils from the teas. So as soon as we put the hot water on, we do want to cover it so we kind of capture those essential oils. Of course, we can take a sniff. That's fine. And then I'm just going to leave this on the counter. I'm going to let it steep. It's going to have a nice long infusion. This is one that I made last night. It's pretty strong, so I oftentimes will put half again as much of water. It's nice, but it's pretty strong. And then I'll sip this, get a little extra nutrition, have a nice little moment with my herbs. And so this ends up being something that I can sip on throughout the day. If you want, you could also, if you want to have this chilled, you can pop it in the fridge, have it chilled. I kind of like to have it at room temp. Totally up to you. You also could heat it up. Like as we move into the colder months, it could be nice to just kind of heat this up and have a nice tea ready to go. That's also very nourishing for you. Okay, and so to kind of close our ritual, I'm going to just take a sip. We took a few deep breaths. I'm going to put a hand over my heart and hold my candle. Take a nice deep breath in. Really allow that belly to extend. Exhale, allow the belly to fall. Let's breathe in again. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Just keep your hand on your heart for a moment. Tell yourself you're doing a really good job. Being a new mom is really hard. Being a mom can be really hard. You're learning so much while also moving through all the people you were before. And that can be a lot to hold. So just take a moment and tell yourself you're doing a really good job. And look what you did. You just set yourself up with something really great to drink, something to eat first thing. Go ahead and blow out our candle to close the ritual. Until tomorrow, lots of love.